life, and we're going to go through as many as the slides as we possibly can. It'll be our history and your history, and we'll get some things out of order, and we'll fight about who's in what picture and where it is.
And this is definitely a service to mankind, because you'd probably never find all of the order of these things if you tried a million days. And
this is the Westminster Village Motel in Westminster, Massachusetts, where we spent the first few days of our honeymoon. It's there now, but the trees have grown up taller, but it's a cute little place. It looked like a little New England village.
Yeah, little fireplaces, and it was something unique for the time.
For all those of you interested, our first meal there was breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was canned ravioli. We then proceeded...
Jeez. Oh my God.
North.
Lifestyles.
We went to...
We're going to Canada.
Yeah, we went to Canada. We drove through New Hampshire, through Laconia, and we stopped at various places.
Newfound Lake and...
Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, we stopped here, and this is Littleton, where they're building the dam.
Is that characteristic? I mean, that we go... We start the thing off.
That's perfect. Just keep going.
All right, like nothing happened, right?
They have races here every year.
Chrysler sponsors the hydroplane races. All right, this is the St. Lawrence River, and that's...
Looking from Montreal across to Levis.
Levis.
No, from Quebec over to Levis.
Right, Quebec. All right, there's the town square in Quebec, and the nice
Looking
red
from
roof.
the plaza by the...
just beyond the
Chateau Frontenac.
Yeah. And there's the chateau from the boardwalk, and...
You're going to have to answer that phone, Bill. Just leave that on. Okay,
anyhow, this is complete with interruptions and everything.
Yep, this is the Chateau Frontenac.
No soundproof booth here.
More of the chateau, that's with the main entrance.
And that's where the steamship Tadoussac left for the Saguenay River cruise, which
and you're looking up at the looking across at the old city, I think.
Yeah, and what we did was to visit the fjords of North America, which is what is along the side of the Saguenay, and
this is a Tadoussac Hotel. The boat stopped here to let us take a look at
which is at the junction of St. Lawrence and Saguenay.
There I am at the bow of the boat. Isn't that cute? Oh, I'm adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't
there's
that
the
cute?
honeymoon couple, typical. And there we are under the shade. And in fact, it was cold that day, let me tell you.
And that's going up the...
Murray Bay, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's Murray Bay and the Manor Richelieu, which is another famous hotel. Molly McCain's family's from there, her mother's family. This is in Montreal. Now, we've jumped around. We didn't actually get this picture until after we'd left the rest of the area. And then we're coming south from, and that's me at Fort
Ticonderoga. Yeah.
Right?
That's me. I was there, see?
Remember when Denise was picked to light a cannon or something there? And this was Ausable Chasm.
Yeah, that was rather nice.
Yeah, that's some trip if you ever want to go.
You could travel down that on a flatboat, which I guess we don't have the pictures of that, do we?
We did.
And the pictures of the Blessed Lady on the Cape. And,
We should have those.
I saw them someplace, but whatever.
This is the view on the way toward...
This is the bucolic scene that greeted you as we approached our first home, which was in Lunenburg, right next to Lake Whalum in Massachusetts. And that's our first dog, Bumblebee. And there's the entrance to the house next to ours, and you can see ours across the way from it.
There we
And,
are. We lived in that up over that garage. It was a cute little apartment.
yeah, a hot plate, that's about it.
No, we had a stove there.
Did we?
The hot
Oh.
plate was on 93rd Street in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. And there's the car that we wore out. It's a 41 Chevy with it.
Yeah, and this was in 1955. And
And
that was
that's
the house we liked.
dream house that we were kind of like.
There I am.
Yeah.
Whee! There we go. I'm there. That's June 1956. Ellen, you were born just a few months later. I look pretty good for being that much pregnant, even though I upchucked every morning.
And there I am behind the canna lilies.
At 109 93rd Street.
Mr. What was it?
Schmelzer.
Schmelzer. Mr. Schmelzer grew outside, and there's the commencement exercises at Columbia University at 116th Street, and there's the Nicholas Murray Butler Library, is it?
Yes, and there's your father and mother. Aren't we cute? There's a family
How
group.
young we were.
Yeah, there's Sheila. No, Regina, Grandma, Daddy, Nana O'Keefe, and Sheila. And here we have Regina, Nana O'Keefe, your mother, your father, your grandmother, and your grandfather. And your grandmother and your father and Aunt Catherine and Nana O'Keefe.
Yeah.
And
that's Shore Road. That's where we had our apartment.
that was our third apartment, third
after
house.
we got into the Navy, right? This is after I graduated, and we went to Brooklyn Navy Yard.
And it's 9265 Shore Road.
And I was part of the dental team at the recruiting center at Brooklyn Navy Yard. And what was it?
Clinton.
Vanderbilt Avenue.
Vanderbilt Avenue. And
Right.
this is where Ellen was born. Our apartment was the one right to the right of that white door.
Came all the way out to the street.
The bedroom window is behind the trees there. And there she is, the Royal Princess Ellen Florence Dowling, with her mother and her dog.
Little package.
There's her apartment. I don't know if you can see.
Minimalist furnishings.
There's my Madonna up in the corner. I still have that in the
We had
last shelf.
the clock from Germany there from... No, the clock, where did we get that?
The
Oh,
wedding gift.
Yeah, right, that's what it was.
And here's
77 Brook Street.
Ellen and Nana and me. That lamp there was broken by Faust several years later. Many years later.
You notice a picture of the grand progenitor behind there.
That's my mother and Ellen. And that's the sofa we had for so many years. Once it was blue and white flowers, and then it was just solid blue. There I am with Ellen. This is where all the mothers would walk along Shore Road.
That's the Belt Parkway underneath in Staten Island across the way.
And here I am with Ellen.
Yeah, there she is. Growing some fuzz.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Me in my Navy uniform.
Ellen's first Christmas. There I am. This is actually the spring before I was... you were born, Ellen. That's probably the first week in May. That's when the azaleas...
What? That was before?
Yeah,
Oh, how the hell did it get in there?
because we didn't get it in order. But anyway,
Oh,
those are the azaleas at Brook Street. You'll always remember how beautiful they were.
and how beautiful your mother was.
Well,
Is what? And
there's 4 generations right there.
Yep.
And Brook Street. And Ellen on Shore Road. And Ellen in another mood on Shore Road. And Ellen and Daddy on Shore Road. And Grandma,
Oh, you have to move that over so you can see.
Grandma Philbin and Ellen.
Because Ellen is getting rather big there.
This was at 156 Water Street in Clinton when my mother moved there.
Bring that up a
There's
little
Ellen.
bit. There she is.
Happy to try on Daddy's hat. Here's Ellen learning how to sleep just like Daddy did in the other picture. Ellen learning important things like how to brush her teeth. Ellen being cute.
Yeah, well, that was a birthday, was it? Or no, what was it?
Okay, this is just before we left for the Azores. And there's the phone again, so it'll be quick.
No. All right.
And there's Aunt Noreen and Ellen. How about that one?
Yeah.
That was like August, probably August 13th or 14th. We left the very next day for the Azores, and Noreen left right then after that, I believe, for Puerto Rico.
What was this? 57, 58, was it?
This is 57. And there's the grandpas. There's my
That's right.
father in the background behind Grandpa Dowling. And then again there he is with Ellen.
Yeah. Got her upended there.
Yeah, I had made the trip up. It's long and involved.
But you
But
took everybody,
I
including
took
the parrot
everybody
or
and
whatever.
took a dog and a what's the
Parakeet.
no, the one that begins with a C. Bird.
Canary.
A canary.
Begins with a C. Jeez.
I
It's
took
setting in already.
yeah, I took your grandparents, my parents, Ellen, all the stuff I had stored at my mother's house, all the baby equipment, the dog, and the canary, and I was 5 months pregnant, and I stuffed them into that old car that you saw before. No, I'm wrong, I didn't. I rented a car, and I drove down to New York so to get ready to leave because we were going to leave from there.
And your mother took the dog and
My mother
it
took-
disappeared thereafter.
That's the sky on
We were
the
going
way
to
to
send
the
it to the
Azores.
Azores. It never arrived. Anyhow, there's the sunrise
Sunrise.
out of the plane. Now slow it down just a little. This is lodges as you land. This was a ridge on either side of Volcanic Island, and the officers' club is right up on the ridge there. And that's the terminal and the control tower. And there's a plane getting ready to take off. These are all MATS, military air transport. Wait a minute, there's where the way you get off the plane with the ramp there.
That's a view from
The ridge, looking down at the SAC base, which was way down the end. And they
yeah,
have lots
we used
of
to sit up here a lot, especially
P-47s and
entertain you
P-52s
kids.
and F-100s, and they
It's
used to
another
ferry
view.
them through. And,
Well, that's the Navy hangar across the runway.
all right.
And there's Mr. the Admiral.
U.S. Navy himself.
Right. See those white shoes? Daddy had those made in the Azores, and they squeaked.
Yeah. Up, lift it up a little bit so we can see the whole fecht. Now you have to push it up some more. There, right about there.
Okay.
That's getting ready for the fecht. And here's the fecht.
Now see, that house there is the second house we lived in, the one on the left.
Well, the fecht is also a feast day, and they
They had
create the statues
they had them all the time, and we could never
and the
figure it
banners.
out. Every Sunday there was something. But that was the house we lived in. The second house we
Portugal
lived in
being
there.
the most Catholic of the countries in Europe, I guess. And that's a donkey cart, which
I think it's Ellen in there getting a
a
ride.
pony cart. And this was down on the flight line. And for 25 cents, you get a ride. That was equal to probably the wage for an hour for most people there.
And that is the
View out the front window of Frankel's house.
yeah, that looking back where we just saw the picture the other.
And you can see the volcanoes in the background there. And that's Mickey, who was what was it?
That was Graciela.
Grazia Milda.
They all,
De Souza,
and
whatever.
that's Ellen in her arms and her own little girl, Edienne. And that's one of the Marias that would come by and sell hats. And that's
They're all
our
dressed
house
in
there.
black, and almost like Arabian custom. They didn't have the mask across their face. That's about all.
The slide is the reverse. Okay, these have been reversed.
Well, it's all right. That's
That was,
basically.
anyway, that was our house, that center section there. We were the middle house of a row. This is a view at night.
Yeah,
It's a view out our front window,
well, out towards
the ocean.
the ocean, which we could see.
Actually, this has been reversed for some reason.
View from where we lived, looking up into
The next tier of
the
houses.
next tier of houses, right? This is part of the flight line facilities from the top of the hill. And there's another night shot. And,
Our apartment, our house. There's Daddy's famous, our very first car that we owned.
yeah, the Studebaker 1948, was it?
I thought it was
Torpedo
a 50.
model. And we had our fun in that. There's the dental clinic, which I started in more or less by myself, in the midst of an Air Force group. Okay, there's a nice calla lily there.
That was in our
Canna
garden.
lily.
In our garden.
And there's another lily sitting out in our garden.
I think I was.
We had a gardener, we had a maid, we had
This has to be Denise.
Mr. Castro,
Yeah.
who used to do errands and fix
This
the
has
car.
to be. Wait a minute, this has to be Denise that I'm expecting because it was colder weather before we moved into this house. I don't know, maybe. Christmas in the Azores. I think that manger looks familiar.
Slow it. This is a trip around the island here, just a few of the typical shots here. Looks very much like Ireland from what we understand, but yeah, is the crashing surf and the low clouds and there's Maria
there's
and
Skipper.
there's Skipper.
Skipper and his Maria. He loved her so much, and she loved him. And then there's Ellen and Maria and Skipper in the front yard.
And this is town of
Praia de Azul,
Raya. Right.
which I think means blue beach or blue something or other.
Alright, there's another shot of the base. There's one of the kids who, now if you just move that up a little bit, you can see the perspective. Well, the other way, and you can see the cars, and this was in Angra, which was the adjacent town. The kid would climb the pole for 5 cents, which was a hell of a lot of money to them. Right, and what do we have? Some more bucolic scenes.
This was AWOL Rock.
This is a rock where the ocean used to crash against it and spray all over the place, particularly in the winter. And those are the twin mounds there, over by Angra, and some more.
The fields were very neatly arranged with the rocks marking them as fences, stone walls. And
Again.
that's actually an island back there, split rock.
And they used to have a submarine that would lurk in there during the Second World War. Couldn't be picked up by radar or anything because it was out of sight. Alright, there's
One of the little towns on the road around.
Yeah.
More surf.
Clouds that were fantastic. Sunsets that were great. Yeah, some flowers along the road. Yeah, there we go. And
More scenery.
more
It's
scenery.
a little bit like Hawaii in some senses, I guess, only really not quite as lush growth.
Not as warm.
And there's the black sand, as they call it,
That was in
Praia.
Praia. And then
This is going
lift
down
this
into
up
Angra.
a little bit so you can see the angle that you go down the streets here. All right,
see
now
that a
just
little
lift it a little bit more. There you go. Yep, steep streets into Angra. And there we are in front of the SAC base, and there you can see some of the F-100s lined up behind us there. This is, bullfight. They had a tethered bull, and people used to stand around the circle and take pictures, and the bull in many cases was right on top of you and knocked you right on your tail.
What?
Isn't I pick
Well, we'll see.
Anywho, all right, this is one of the things that happened while we were there was a volcano came up off of the island of Flores and covered the island with volcanic ash to the point where it destroyed all the agriculture. They had to evacuate all people and animals. And we flew over the thing in the Grumman Albatross, which belonged to the Navy, and
That's a good shot there.
got our pictures close up. Now lift that up a little bit so you can actually see a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. There you go. You can see the whole island that's being created in the volcano there. All right. And of course, that's another good shot of it. As we banked over it. And another one. And another. Well, now wait a second.
This
Yeah.
is a Feshton Pryor.
Oh yeah, bring that up a little bit more. See, you gotta see the kids in the front there. There we go.
Okay. The men all wore red vests and they carried usually religious statues and they were adorned with flowers.
Yeah, there's Angra again. This was out the window of the linen shop. Well, we got all the embroidery, which you'll notice is coming back. And this is a little social get-together that occurred after church, where they'd bring their ox carts and they'd have them covered with embroidered quilts or whatever, and people would meet in the square and talk while they sat in their ox carts. And what was that?
More of the same.
More of the same, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, those were the APAs. I think you can see
Oh
them.
yeah, the Portuguese police,
Air police.
air police,
And we
APA.
would call them the APAs.
And
This is pretty.
There's what the
This is amazing.
highway looked like. Now just shift around on that so you can see more of
See
it.
how we drove along this road. It was,
That was the main road to Angra from
see?
Lodges.
Isn't that beautiful? But it wasn't, it was just
And,
lovely.
The guys in the black suits would go along there, no shoes on, and with little piglets with the long stick that they used to guide them along, so they keep whacking them to keep them in line so that the cars going by wouldn't run them over, or they wouldn't run out in front of them. And here's some more F-100s here. And that's another nice shot of the apartments above us, and there's our own. And the Navy hangar again, and more Navy. What are you doing? Jeez, I wanted to show. There, this. Move it over just a little bit. This is the C-118, which is a twin boom cargo plane, and behind it is the C-121, which was the Connie, which was the early warning radar plane, which we serviced out there, along with the P-2V anti-submarine plane. All right. There's a big globe master taking off. And there's the officers club and the water tower behind it, I guess. And another
Another
shot
view.
of the field. More field. More field, right. Okay.
More scenery. That was pretty.
That was pretty along that road there. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, this is the Navy entertainments. Every group on the base had to put on an entertainment. And this was the officers club, and I don't know if you can spot anybody familiar there, but I'm wearing a white mop and a peach colored dress, and I'm kicking as high as I can.
these are friends of ours, the Antilles.
Patchy dancers. That's one of the numbers that I sang. That's in rehearsal, but that was when I had a voice. One of the Hawaiian numbers, and then hold on. Jeez, you missed. Well, oh, wait a minute. Is that it?
It's not you.
No, is that Lipham and
No.
No, all right.
That's
Oh,
Ralph
there's-
and Helen Taylor, who were good friends of ours and next door neighbors.
Oh, here's the fan dance. You want to lift that just a little bit, so I don't want to miss a thing. And our commanding officer's in the middle there with the bald head. And these guys, well, they try to coordinate their fans, but you'll see. Oh, didn't quite work out. Oh, they got it all screwed up. Oh, jeez. And that's some
finale.
more of
This was the finale. Everybody was out there.
the dancing hulas. And then this is our little trip to Port Leote. I have some other slides, but I don't know where they are at the moment. We'll have to. I think those are part of the next one coming.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
is
so-
on this trip we got the brass tray.
Okay, this is one of the trips that I took off the island and left your mother all alone.
Well, he wouldn't leave me alone. I had 2 small children and I was pregnant.
Well, it was a lark anyhow. It was a training mission. They had to fly the Albatross to Port Leote, which is another naval facility in North Africa, just above Casablanca and Rabat. And
It was fine with me when, as long as he brought me home a brass tray, which you've seen all your lives,
Yeah.
and that came from this trip.
some little excitement occurred part of it, and part way across when we lost radio contact with everybody, and they had us dead and buried at sea, whatever. In any event, this is the trip into Port Leote, and go ahead. And this is simply downtown Rabat, and is the market lifted up just a little bit here, and you can see these are fairly modern stores, and of course in the Arab tradition you had to go in and bargain. So we're there first thing in the morning, and the guy has got to make the first sale of the day or he's had a bad day. So in any event, that was the last of the slides from Port Leote. This is Munich railroad station, which still shows the effects of Second World War, where there was a big glass top over this. It's completely destroyed. There were lots of mementos of the Second World War here in Munich. In any event, here's a trip down to Bavaria into Berchtesgaden, where we went for a retreat on another trip. And this was, now lift up the slide just a little bit. I'll lift a little bit more, a little bit more.
There's nothing more to sew.
Well, that's where the retreat house was in any event. Lift it up again. That's where it is right in there. And you woke up in the morning with the Gregorian chant playing at 5 o'clock in the morning and all the snow-capped peaks around you. It was really like, you can understand what Hitler saw in Berchtesgaden. This is downtown Berchtesgaden.
This is from Daddy's trip there.
Berchtesgaden.
Daddy went on one trip, and then the next year we came back, and
Then with the fellows, I met a friend of ours from Holy Cross over there. This is Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Lift that up again. Yeah, a little bit more. See that?
Volkswagens.
Yeah, and the Messerschmitt thing behind it, whatever. But yeah, here's some of there's the contrast to churches, the onion and the spire.
One is Catholic and the other is Lutheran.
Lutheran, right. And there's one of those little buggies there. What are they? I think that was a BMW. In any event, here's some of the mountains that you lift up again. You can see the car and relationship. All right. And this was pretty dismal weather for April, as a matter of fact, and everything was overcast. Here's a little trip we took up the Mount Yenner on the cable car, and you can see as we rise up and up and up, and pass up into the snow line, and the tree line is fading, and get up to the Sonnenterrasse on the top of Mount Yenner, and there's a trail that leads over there to the top of the mountain. If you'll see a few people lifted up a little bit more, and they're hiking right up the tip of the mountain. So I follow them.
Of course.
Of course. And here's some more, and you had to walk out on a little. And here's the cross that's erected at the top and held down with guy wires so that it didn't blow away. But that was magnificent. That was really something. And then here's, well, all the morbid, whatever. Here's all beautiful cemeteries, and this is going into Berchtesgaden, not Berchtesgaden, Oberammergau. This is the famous Passion Play Theater in Oberammergau, where it goes on for 3 days. And this is downtown Oberammergau. Notice all of the paintings on the walls and so forth, and typical German. This is the Linderhof Castle for Mad King Ludwig, and the fountain in the front. And if you bring that up a little bit, you can see a little bit more. You can just see the fountain right out in front of the palace there, okay? And keep going. And there's the fountain shooting up in the middle of the April cold, and the snow still on the ground there.
That was Daddy's trip, and then...
Yeah, now here's downtown Salzburg. Lift that up a little bit more. This is the cathedral, and this is town square in the middle, and then this is near where Mozart lived or whatever. And this is the funicular that goes up to the castle that overlooks the town of Salzburg. And there's the Danube River, isn't that what it was?
No,
Wasn't it
that's in
Danube?
Vienna.
Yeah, but didn't this go...
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was. Well, whatever. There's the plain out from the side. This was a medieval fort, many of it. And there's some of the picturesque cemetery. Go ahead. And there's a Baroque church out in the middle of the plains there. There's the inside of one. Just to spend a minute on that, just to see all of the
It's
gilt
such a
in the...
beautiful church.
Incredible. This is, I think, the place where Silent Night was composed, as I remember, or something
No.
like that.
No.
No?
It's a little, there's a little plain village church.
Well, whatever.
That's Bob Simmons in that picture. Daddy was with him.
That was the guy that I picked up at the retreat, and he went to Holy Cross with me. And that's the famous Neuschwanstein. That's the fairy book castle from Disneyland.
Yes.
And there's the inside court of it, whatever. And this is the Hohenschwangau, which is the castle at the bottom, which was the first one
here's
built.
the famous story.
Oh yeah, right. This is how I got to somehow
Survived the Autobahn.
survive the Autobahn. Is right. We blew out a tire on the left front at 100 miles an hour, and we literally trimmed down all the rose bushes. The bush you see in front of the car was the height of all of the ones that are now flattened, and the car, a 6,000-pound Chrysler Imperial convertible, is now resting up on top of the rose bushes. We couldn't even move it.
They drove away from this. I mean, they survived from it.
Yeah, there were 5 of us in the car. And this is Heidelberg, and downtown Heidelberg. This is the Heidelberg Cathedral, one of the original medieval ones. Just the second trip that we made. Now, this was with all of you guys on stretchers along the side of a C-54. Don't move it until I get a chance to explain. And we had a recreation trip allotted for us to go to Germany. So Skipper and Ellen were taken along, and we sat on the stretchers, and Denise was expected.
Yes.
And
That actually is Lisbon, I think.
Lisbon Airport, and this was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we weren't allowed to land. Well, we weren't allowed to embark because of disembark because we didn't have visas for Portugal, even though we were stationed in Portugal. So here was the plane. What was it taken off? I guess. Yeah. Okay.
We may have some out of whack on this one. Just bear with us.
Anyhow, that was one of this is in Rhine-Main, Germany.
There's Skipper and Ellen.
And we had to give the 2 of you guys a little break after all of the flight. I think it was like 10 hours. With the stop off in between and so forth, it was something else. But that was an air-sea rescue plane that we were driving in. This was like a motel that they had in Rhine, Maine for independence and whatever. It was very nice.
Yep.
And which was in Frankfurt. And then what was? Oh, this is the Autobahn. The entrance.
Yeah, we were in a bus.
Yeah.
And
This was the the
Frankfurt Zoo.
Yeah, Frankfurt Zoo is right. Yeah. Shows you they have the same things we do. Alright, so there's
Alps. And there's back to the Frankfurt Zoo. And there's somewhere there Skipper and Ellen seeing their first elephant.
yeah, and their first giraffe. There she is.
And Skipper,
And that's
you're in
Skipper.
Daddy's arms. You
Yeah.
can't quite be seen. And that's,
I don't know, baboons or something.
I don't know. One more. Back to the Alps.
Alright, so this is when we're traveling along to Munich.
Yeah, the land is very flat, and then all of a sudden the Alps just rise up like that. It's not like here where there's gradual hills. It was so
And
beautiful.
this is Garmisch here. This is, and there's the, alright, now this is again the Linderhof, is this?
And it's exactly a year later, and you can see it's no snow, and it's green
Yeah,
inside the castle.
yeah, this is everything gilt. This is the tea house here, which is,
There I am in the leopard raincoat.
he was great for all kinds of
Saw that in round one.
of innovation, but the tea house was, well, that's a pond in the estate. But he also had the first grotto for the production of Wagner's operas in the Linderhof, and is downtown Garmisch. All right,
And
and
there's the fountain. Sorry about that, guys.
no, sideways. Oh, you're good. We're up to our old tricks here. What's this? Sideways?
Sideways.
Oh no! Come on.
Well, I'll put him back. Wait a minute. Upside down, right?
Yeah. What about the next one? Are you sure?
There we go.
Yep.
Whoops.
Oh, that's the inside of the tea house there. That's
Yeah.
what that is. I don't know. Is that upside down or
No,
right side
that's
up?
the way it
I think it was the way it was, but it was hard to photograph it because the light was low, so you had a hand hold it.
Oops.
Up.
Here.
Let me just. Now, what the hell is that doing in there? This is Brentford Drive. All right. Go ahead.
Is it still in?
Yep. Right, keep going. Alright,
There's the tea house with the peacock throne. It was really beautiful.
all jewels is what adorn the thing. This was like a
Yes.
little masterpiece. Alright, anyhow, here we go.
Okay, well, all of a sudden we're back in the United States, and we've missed one of the houses we lived in, Center Hill Street, and this is Brentford
I
Drive.
thought we had the little, the red. wasn't
That's
that-
Warren Boulevard.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know, we do have slides someplace. And this is snow out the back window of Brentford Drive. Oh, you know what this snowstorm
Wait
is?
a second. How the heck do we get this thing off to the side? Alright, go ahead.
This snowstorm was the snowstorm just before John F. Kennedy was inaugurated, January 19th, 19...
Yeah, we're living in Rockville, Maryland, and we used to commute down. Oh, that's back to front, is it?
Yeah, that was our little house. Wait a minute.
18990, right?
Yep.
18990. Well, 3 bedrooms and a playroom in the basement, and a big backyard.
The bath and a half.
It's actually was facing onto what is now the Capitol Beltway, which eventually was built on there, wasn't it?
No. It was never built there. Beltway is much further in.
No, well.
Anyway, that was 5205.
Brentford Drive.
We built this house and it was in a development, and we just loved it so much, and we moved in.
Randolph Hill, wasn't it, road?
Off Montrose Park was the name of the development, off of Randolph Road. And we loved it so much, and we moved in Thanksgiving weekend. Sean was about 10 days old, and we left it the following August. We moved. Again, the moving day, our family moving day has been August 17th. We went to the Azores on the 17th, we came back on the 17th, and we left this house on the 17th. We only lived in it 9 months.
18990, what do we get out of it? A refrigerator, I think, wasn't it?
That was our profit, was the yellow refrigerator, which we had for a long, long time, even on Nassau Boulevard, before we got the big brown one. And anyway, we love this house. Now, this picture should have been the first one in the whole thing. But there we are at my graduation from Trinity. Aren't we sweet?
Well, this is the return to Washington. So, from Washington to Washington.
Okay,
so this is what you might not call it logical, but there it is anyhow.
Yeah, and that's actually Brentford Drive was our second house in Washington. But I left looking like this, and I was 21 years old, got married the next year, and we came back in
6.
No, we came back in 1959. And here we are. It's some sort of a summer with our neighbors on Brentford Drive, and it's terrible, but I don't remember their names anymore. Christmas at Brentford Drive.
Move it up just a little bit so you can see the...
That's just the top of the tree, and then the brass tray on the wall. Back to the summer on Brentford Drive.
Yeah, that was Manka, wasn't it? What was her name?
No.
Yeah! And that was Pendleton?
Fran Pendleton? Oh, and
Jermaine
yeah,
Manka.
And this was the Antilles.
Aha.
Okay, here you all are having a bath. It's Denise, and Ellen, and Skip, and Mommy. And that was on Brentford Drive. See Aaron? Yes, that's Mommy. See Brian? That's Mommy. Yeah.
No, this is down in between the houses.
Yeah, we're planting some things from Michigan Bulb Company.
Oh, yeah. Aha. Does Skipper recognize this?
Is this Skipper?
Yeah. And this is at the lime kiln.
Oh, my.
The lime kiln. And this is where I learned how to ride. First the horse and then the motorcycle.
We're back in Brentford Drive. Don't ask me how we got there.
Who was that?
Ken Manka.
Ken Manka. He died later on.
This was at Aunt Mary's in Clinton. Remember? Remember the big tree, and you go there, and it had the big inner tubes. And we're back at Lime Kiln. see, I can't see this too well. It looks like Sean and Skipper. And that's, that's also in Clinton. And that's one of your McGrail cousins. And I don't know which one. And we're back at Lime Kiln, and that looks like Ellen and Skipper on the horses. I told you. Oh yeah, there's Kayla.
Oh yeah, remember the Dane.
The Great Dane. And the road up to Lime Kiln. And some sort of a, I can't really see what this is. Balloons? Bill, I can't see this. Can you see what it is?
Oh, this is our hike up Musalaki. And that's
they got
Sean
the sleeping
and Skip
bags.
with the sleeping bags.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know who that little kid is in front. Who is that?
Patrick.
Is that Patrick?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you kidding?
No.
Does anybody remember how we came down there and well, actually, and camped up on the mountain, went to Kearsarge, we were just about dead when we got back. All right, now this is where we went from there. We went up to Montreal to see the expo. And here's some of the pictures of the expo. That was really futuristic, I gotta say. That was, slow it down just a little bit so we can see it. All right, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This was really beautiful. It was a good time. We
We're
stayed
back
at
to
the
the
Panorama Motel, was it, or what?
No, that was on our
another
honeymoon.
time.
And we're back to the, this was 1968, so now we haven't had any pictures of Nassau Boulevard or anything in here. Sorry
We'll
about
get
that,
them, we'll
but
get
we're
them.
back at St. Lawrence again.
What was that?
Again,
Yeah.
it's Expo. That's
Expo,
Montreal.
yeah.
There's the bridge across the St. Lawrence.
Go ahead. Yeah.
More St. Lawrence.
Okay, the carousel and the
They had some really
Ferris
cool
wheel.
buildings.
it was a good fair. It was. We got a lot more of these too, which we're not going to bore you with, but we really took pictures there.
I wish we had more pictures of people.
Perspectives. Well, whatever. Go ahead.
What's this?
Oh, this is on what is it? Lake Sebago. When we're coming back. Oh, what was that? Sun was up there. There was. Anyhow, there's the steamer out on the lake and the plane coming in.
This is Sunapee.
No, I don't think so. I'll hold it. Picnic at Shaughnessy's farm, which just if you raise it up again, you see Kayla there in the corner.
And Mike.
And Mike was there.
Yeah, Mike is there. Mike's head is down. But that's Kayla. And there you all are. Sean and Denise behind him. Skipper and Ellen.
Move it over the other way.
There's Kayla. Big Great Dane. And then Mike.
Okay. So.
And there's Ellen. That was down at Aunt Mary's house
Yep.
in Clinton. This is on Warren Boulevard. There's Skipper and there's Ellen. Remember that? 525 Warren Boulevard.
The Rocky Coast of Maine.
And that's Rockport, Massachusetts.
Is that what it is? All right, that's Concord, Massachusetts. The green, another little side trip we took, and
Where the
Right.
Revolutionary War started. There's the Minuteman
the
statue.
Minuteman statue, right? Okay.
And another view of somebody important.
Oh, that was the Minuteman again.
Oh, this was a good picture. Oh, how I love this one.
Yep. Yeah. More is asleep.
Moore is going to pick him up, Bill.
Oh, okay.
Just tell her.
Okay. Yeah, okay, well. More pick up pad. Pick up pad.
Is it raining or something?
I think so.
Here's Easter. There you all are, all spiffy, perfect. Let's see, you must have been... We lived on...
Is
No.
that Forest Drive? No.
No. This was either Warren Boulevard.
Or Nassau.
Yeah.
Aren't they sweet?
This was on Forest Drive. This,
Yeah, that's right.
but that's not Denise. That's,
Some kid, Hannah.
no, Irish name. But there's Skipper with his little cap on, and Ellen and Sean. That's Denise in the
No, I think that
Sand.
was Ellen.
somebody in the sand. Somebody in the snow.
No, that was snow. That was up in Worcester.
And
I
here we
think
are at
that's
Mary
famous.
D's. And there's Skipper and Denise and Sean and Daddy and Disneyland. You've all seen these kind of pictures a lot, so I'm going to go through them fast.
They're not too fast.
Well, I mean,
Right,
Bill,
right,
everybody's
right,
seen
right.
Disneyland. I guess is that Daddy? I can't be sure. I can't see that well when I'm doing this.
That's your
me.
bag. Yeah, that's Patrick. Look at that.
Is that Patrick?
Yeah, sure it is.
Okay, that was our next trip to Disney. That was to Disney World because Patrick wasn't with us when we went to...
Oh, you're kidding. This is out of... Oh, my God. How did
so
this...
it's out of order, but that's all right. It's all Disneyland.
This is the jungle trip now. This is the... They had his tea party. This
Bill, everybody knows what these things are.
riverboat. Car race. So we had fun on that one. Oh, look at that, will you now?
That's me, and that's at Disney World. I was just pregnant with Maura. This is at Disneyland. That was
Oh my God. Tropicana Motel.
Right,
Yeah.
that's at Disneyland in California.
That was a revelation. The trip out there.
This was Malibu, our first vision of the Pacific Ocean. I guess Sean never recovered from that. This was the
Spanish Market, wasn't it?
farmers market in Los Angeles where we got those really crazy big hats.
Never got a picture with them on, jeez. That's some of the Los Angeles landscape is what it amounts to. And some more of it. And this was the Universal Studios, I think. Yep.
You guys are in the stagecoach. Disneyland again, I guess. There's Mickey, yeah. That's the plane.
There's the plane taking us home.
Oh, that's my mother and you guys at the World's Fair. My mother is there to the left, and there I am. And we're at
The World's Fair?
Yeah,
Is that the only picture we have of that? Oh my God.
That's New York. Was the New York World's Fair. Here we are. I think you must have been in the airport or something, traveling. That's the
plane going back. There we are, taking
It's
off
Hoover
over Los
Dam or
Angeles.
something.
No, that was Los Angeles. I thought that was the bay, wasn't it?
This is the
basin.
Chrysler at Nassau Boulevard for some reason.
Whoops. Oh, jeez, that was a good one. Here, just pop that back up again, will you? And turn it. Where the heck is it? Is this it? Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
And that's Patrick at Disney World. Oh, this wasn't Disney World. This is that other place, Busch Gardens near Williamsburg.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
That was Los Angeles there. Oh, come on.
this is the
You're
train
telling me-
place. Hey, kids, don't worry. They're all mixed up, but they won't be anymore. This is the place when we went to California. We went to a park where we met the Winter Wizards. And that's...
Griffith Park, right.
Now, here we
They were
are.
our next door neighbors in the Azores.
Now, there is...
Look at that fat little kid there. Who is that?
I can't be sure that that's Skipper.
No, that's Patrick, isn't it? And that's Sean.
Yeah, Sean and Patrick, that's right.
Fat little bugger he was. Jeez. Okay, now